Jesus said, as the days of Noah were, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days of Noah, before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark. If you've read Genesis, you know that Jesus was describing the type of marrying that was taking place before the flood. He wasn't just saying life will be as normal. Life is nothing but abnormal in the Revelation during this time. He was saying that there was a particular thing going on regarding marriage and reproduction. In chapter 6, we read, chapter 6 of Genesis, it says, "Now it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose. There were giants on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came in to the daughters of men and bore children to them." Now, the sons of God in this passage are fallen angels, about 200 of them, who came to earth. The daughters were human women. Their offspring were giants, and they weren't just tall men. They weren't just basketball players. These guys were completely different. Their genetics were changed. Some of these guys are 12, 13 feet tall, and you read about them on into the Old Testament. They are what we call Nephilim. All ancient rabbis and all church fathers up till about AD 300 taught that the sons of God were angels and the daughters were human women. Most people think, that can't be, and they have other excuses for it or other ideas about it, but that's the way it is. If it's just humans with other humans, then there's, what's the deal? How do you get a 14-foot guy So, according to the Dead Sea Scrolls, and I quote, "Fallen angels procreated the first Nephilim, leading the way to genetic tampering." And so that's what we're really talking about here, is some kind of tampering with the human genome. Obviously, this is a satanic effort to ruin the human race so that the Lord cannot be its savior. So what scholars call the second book of Enoch, it describes the genetic tampering that produced Nephilim, both before and again after the flood. So when Jesus said the end times would be like the days of Noah, one thing he was saying is that there will be genetic tampering again with the human race. So we expect to see that, and we do. The most recent article I read on this topic was titled, "New Genome Testing Company Helps Customers Weed Out Babies with Imperfect Genetics." Here's some excerpts from this article. "A burgeoning West Coast genome testing company is promising prospective parents healthy babies by helping them to selectively discard embryos that show any sign of predisposition to unwanted physical or mental conditions. Observers in the world of science, medicine, and children's rights see in Orchid Health's mission a cruel dystopian future founded upon the erasure of unconditional love from procreation and child rearing. I think basically sex is for fun and embryo screening is for babies," said the company's founder, Noor Siddiqui. Genomic screenings like Orchid will only contribute to the millions of embryos that are destroyed or forsaken to indefinite cryo observation. Jesus predicted that there would be genetic tampering of an egregious type, and we expect it and we see it. Many, if not all, the things we talk about in our little prophecy updates here are coming to pass, or at least you can see the stage being set. Global government, global commerce, some type of personal identifier that could be the precursor to the mark of the beast. If that gets implemented, I don't think anybody would think it's odd other than Christians. I mean, that's the way the world is headed. There is the exponential growth of human knowledge predicted by Daniel the prophet. We see that more than ever through artificial intelligence. Knowledge is exploding exponentially in a way that it never has before, and it's getting away from us. And I don't think anybody would argue that artificial intelligence would be a real problem if there wasn't a God. Besides all that, the Bible predicted that the nation of Israel would be born in a day, that Jews would return there from their dispersion all over the earth, and that Jerusalem especially would be at the very heart of global tension until every nation stands against her and God intervenes to save her. No one would deny that that's happening right now. Jesus promised he would resurrect and rapture his church. He said, in fact, that he promised he would do it before a time of great tribulation that would come upon the whole earth. If you want to know where that is, it's in Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Now, the resurrection and rapture of the church, it is presented as an imminent event. It could happen any moment. It could happen right now. Are you ready for the rapture? If not, get ready, stay ready, and keep looking up, because ready or not, Jesus is coming.